Hey everyone, I recently did a full-length interview with Melina Palmer, who is a behavioral economist, and we talked about all sorts of different things that the brain does when it's buying, which helps us understand our customers better. Now, I took a little snippet of this and I wanted to just point out this one point about pricing for small businesses. So go ahead, watch this. It's just a couple minutes long and I think it'll help a lot. This is a YouTube channel specifically focused on small businesses and helping them succeed financially. And so what I want to kind of move into is the idea of pricing, because you have so much in pricing comes down to really more how our customers behave, more so than just what is the cost of a product and then applying a profit margin over it. I mean, that's obviously important from a CFO perspective. I need to know that whatever we're selling is profitable. But a lot of times people come to me for pricing guidance. And then I'm even having these conversations with my clients. But, really what we end up going into is kind of the more of the brain science, or what's the behavior of the customer at the end of the day, and what's the value and all these other things. So I'd like to kind of shift into talking specifically about pricing. Tell me kind of the high level of why we should be looking at pricing from a, behavioral economics perspective.
So the thing about pricing strategy is people tend to get hung up on the wrong stuff. And we do this in all sorts of areas of business. It's a concept, and life, through a concept that's known as bike shedding, where you focus on this small thing that feels so important in the moment, but is actually a distraction and a way that your brain is trying to help you to feel safe. So while we've been talking for a while now, I didn't really talk about the brain. And the most important piece of why this is so important really is that 99% of every decision that everybody's making all the time, 99% of all the decisions that you, your customers, everyone is making are done by your subconscious brain, using simple rules of thumb that help keep things moving along. When we sit down and are planning for pricing or creating a new product, or we're asking people if they would buy if we add baking soda to our toothpaste or whatever it is, and then they answer in a focus group or something, they say, yeah, that sounds good, I'd probably do that. That's all happening on that conscious level, but that's not what's actually doing the buying and what's driving the behavior. It's the subconscious brain. And so what behavioral economics does is understands those rules of the subconscious. And I've named a couple here: framing, priming, anchoring. And so if you know those rules and you can work with them, then you're working with the 99% to make it so then that 1% is going to say, oh yeah, that's logically, it's going to rationalize why a choice was made. But really, subconscious is doing this, iceberg under the surface situation when it's making a choice. But because that subconscious is making decisions based on things that have worked in the past, it really likes predictability and the status quo. And so things that are big changes that may feel uncomfortable, like raising your prices, your brain is going to think of all the reasons why that's scary and maybe doesn't want to do it. And so it's going to put these barriers around you to make you feel safe and keep you from actually crossing that finish line. And bike shedding is one of the things that it will do. In the case of pricing strategy, what I see is a lot of people will focus on and say, until I figure out the exact, if my prices are going to end with a 5, a 7, a 9, or a 0, and perfectly what they are, I can't raise my prices. In reality, this is like the least important thing to do. And the simple rule here would be, if you're a luxury item or a gift, ending in an even type of a number, the 0 essentially, or that flat number is going to work best for you. If you want to be associated with being a deal, a bargain, benefit in that way, rounding down is great. And then pick whichever number you like the best, whether it's a 9, 7, 5, whatever, go with it, the end. That decision is made. Yeah. So everything else, though, that happens before you get to that price is so much more important than the price itself. And if that was super helpful to you, make sure you check out the whole interview. It will be linked below and it should also be in the cards above.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for being here.